As you know, last week we had one of the worst school shootings in 2018. Of course, it's also the 18th school shooting this academic year, so let's put that into perspective. Now, for those who don't know, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who was expelled from Stoneman Douglas High School, which is the same school where the shooting took place, killed 17 people and injured 14 others with an AR-15. And from last I could check, he may be eligible for the death penalty. So, he just signed his own death warrant. Now, this week has just been horrible for those for the survivors of the Stoneman Douglas shooting. Let's start off Monday when you have conspiracy theorists come out and after these guys for being, quote, paid crisis actors. In fact, they actually cited others like, InfoWars. There have been some right-wing conspiracy theory articles that have been online, and they've also pinned this on George Soros because he happened to be down there. For that, I'm going like, really? Do you have to be paid to be in a crisis? Or do you have to be in a crisis and then get paid? I'm missing something here because I don't think these guys have gotten paid at all. They're going through a crisis right now, and believe me, these people are hurt. They don't need money. Money's not going to solve anything. The only thing it's going to do is say, look, I understand you're feeling pain. Here's a little money. Get yourself some nice clothes. I'm sure you'll look good when you bury your friends. That's how it's looking. Now, conspiracy theorists have come out, like Alex Jones of InfoWars, who goes out and says, this Parkland shooting is going to be is now known as a false flag operation. It's going to go after the Second Amendment for sure. So please, do not follow this. Shut the fuck up, Alex Jones, because it's not working. We know you better than this, and I think it's time for you to be quiet. You don't even care about your own kids. Apparently, neither do GOP lawmakers down in Florida, especially one lawmaker's aide who got fired for actually posting even more incredulous stuff against these survivors. I'm not going to get into detail. I'm just going to say right here, right now, that these people just need to go and see them for themselves. And for them to be called paid actors, I'll tell you who's a paid actor. Vice President Mike Pence. He got paid $500,000 to go to a Colts game and then to walk out. That is a paid actor. Because they kneel. That's all it is. Now, speaking of lawmakers, they turned down a vote to go into motion about how to come up with gun control ideas. It was turned down 35 to 71, so almost a 2-to-1 ratio on that. And one of the reasons they say that they don't want to talk about it is because it threatens to infringe their Second Amendment rights. Why do you need an AR-15? Explain to me why you need an AR-15 to do a mass shooting. Because it doesn't make sense. You know how upset this is. These are children. There have been children who were slaughtered. If you don't know about Newtown, where 20 first graders were killed, and yet lawmakers have said, no, all we're going to do is send you our thoughts and prayers. Because that's what we are. We don't care about your lives. All we care about is sending you thoughts and prayers. Like it's going to mean something. When in fact it does not. And even activists from the shooting are going like, your thoughts and prayers are BS, in which they are. Now, for this final attack on these survivors, yesterday, some of the survivors of the Stoneman Douglas shooting visited Donald Trump, so he thinks this is going to be a great thing to see. Unfortunately, that was not the case. What happened was that, now, bear with me on this one, Donald Trump came prepared with a note card. A note card! You don't need a note card in order to tell you how to grieve. You don't need a note card to tell you your personal feelings. And on that note card, on number 5, it says, quote, "I hear you," unquote. So this tells me that Donald Trump does not know how to talk to grieving victims. He just doesn't. All he cares about is money, 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 money. That's all it is. Money, 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 money. And he calls himself a stable genius, as I brought up before. Now, before you go on a tangent against me, it gets even worse. Because Donald Trump did not invite activists. He did not invite the people who have started these rallies, who have started the walkout for schools across the nation. There have been walkouts in D.C., in Arizona, in Illinois. There was even this one principal who threatened to suspend, to punish people who joined in the walkout. I would have called his bluff and walked out anyway. And why they didn't show up? They weren't invited. Trump did not invite the activists because it would make him look scared. He's scared of these kids, which is kind of funny. We have kids acting like politicians, proper ones, and we have politicians acting like little children. Think about that for a minute. If you can't stand up to children and say, "We're here to help you. Let's get this AR-15 gone." Now, granted, for President Trump, he has issued a ban on these bump stocks, the ones that were used in the Las Vegas shooting back in October. But that's the good news. The bad news is that he's not going to do anything else about it. Instead, he points out this NRA talking point, saying that we should arm teachers with guns. Does he not know that there were liaison officers who were packing, but they didn't stop the gunmen because they couldn't find them? So this talking point about how to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun, it doesn't work. I mean, it sounds good on paper, but in all likelihood, it doesn't work at all. So the talking point is, it's pointless. So what he had on hand were people who would be Republicans. That's not how you do your job. Now, unfortunately, we can't do anything else about it. All we can do is wait until November, get these assholes out of office, get people who care about us, get new legislation across, and also possibly get the 25th Amendment across. I don't care about your Second Amendment if you're going to abuse it like that. And besides, if you care about your kids, does coming at these people as if they were paid crisis actors a good start? Because it's not for me. If you cared about your kids, you know what's going on. You know what's going on around the world. And besides, when we have a country who not only overshadows every other country in the world in guns, but also gun violence, that leaves a bad reputation for us. Now for those right-wingers, let me ask you something. Do you even care about your kids? Because apparently, from what I've been seeing, you don't care about them, so why should you care about your own?